Hello students, before this we have studied Fleming's left hand rule. Before this we have studied Fleming's left hand rule, and before that also we have studied the magnetic effect of electric current and heating effect of electric current. So now next point we are going to learn, and that particular next point is there force acting on a conductor, force acting on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. So that conductor is there in the magnetic field and that conductor is carrying electric current. So what type of force and how that force acts on that particular conductor and which is carrying electric current. So in case of this concept, so one diagram we have to learn, and with the help of that diagram and with the help of Fleming's left hand rule, we have to see how that particular conductor experiences the force, how that force is acting on the conductor which is carrying current, and that conductor is placed in the magnetic field. So how that diagram is there, construction of this diagram we'll see. This side one stand is there, that side one stand is there, this side stand, and to this stand one horseshoe shaped magnet is fixed. Horseshoe shaped magnet is fixed here, and it is having north and south poles. It is having north and south poles. After that, right side one stand is there, and with the help of this clamp, with the help of this upper side one clamp is there here second. With the help of these two clamps, so with the help of these two rods you can say, and with the help of these two rods we have fixed one copper wire. We have fixed one copper wire. Suppose between points P and Q, between P and Q, one copper wire is fixed. Copper wire is fixed, and that copper wire is there PQ, and this wire is connected to a battery. This wire is connected to a battery. Battery is there, and after that key is there. What is the purpose of key? Key is used to start and to stop the electric current. So when you are making this circuit on, if you press key, then electric current will start to flow. Electric current will start to flow through that particular wire, and we are knowing that the electric current flows from positive to negative, positive to negative, positive to negative. So when electric current, conventional direction we have shown, so electric current will come like this way, and it will pass through the PQ, this copper wire, it will pass. But here three conditions we have to study. Here three conditions we have to study. When electric current is not there, when switch is not on, so what will happen? Electric current is not passing through the wire. When switch is off, key is not pressed, then current is not passing through the wire, and that wire is remaining at position A. This wire will remain PQ at position A. That means it will not move. It will not move. But when three conditions, first condition is there when no current is flowing, that is zero current. So what will happen? That the wire will remain stationary, wire will remain stable. Next thing is there, it will press the key. Then a current will start to flow from positive to negative, and the current through the wire PQ. That wire is placed in the magnetic field. So horseshoe shaped magnet is producing magnetic field, and in this magnetic field this wire is placed. So through the wire, current is now flowing in downward direction. Current is flowing now in downward direction. So what will happen according to Fleming's left hand rule? So Fleming's left hand rule is used to determine the direction of the force acting on the conductor, and that conductor is placed in the magnetic field. It is placed in the magnetic field. Suppose now when this current is flowing in downward direction, at that time we will consider like this way. So Fleming's left hand rule first I will explain, then we will apply that rule to this diagram. So what you have to do in the Fleming's left hand rule, you have to stretch your thumb, your forefinger and middle finger forefinger, thumb and middle finger in such a way that, so forefinger or index finger is showing direction of magnetic field, middle finger is showing direction of electric current flowing through the conductor, and this thumb is showing direction of force acting on the conductor. When that conductor is placed in the magnetic field, then you have to apply Fleming's left hand rule. So that rule we are going to apply here. So what will happen now? Suppose current we are taking, suppose like this way, magnetic field is there, north to south. So magnetic lines of force, they are originating, they are starting from north pole and they are moving towards the south pole. So magnetic lines of force, they are always moving from north to south. So if you apply this Fleming's left hand rule, so this forefinger, index finger is pointing the direction of magnetic field north to south. So here two-dimensional figure is there, so you have to show like this, little bit cross. So if you apply Fleming's left hand rule, then this index finger is showing direction of magnetic field. So this middle finger is showing direction of electric current, and that current is flowing in downward direction. So force on that particular wire, force on that particular PQ wire will act in right side, towards the right side. So when electric current is passing through the wire from PQ, like that, from top to bottom, from upper side to downside, at that time that wire is force acting on the wire, and that wire will move towards the right side. This is the position of the wire when current is flowing in downward direction. When current is flowing in downward direction, wire will move towards the right side. Wire will move towards the right side like this way. So Fleming's left hand rule, this middle finger is showing direction of electric current, for index finger is showing direction of the magnetic field, and the thumb will show direction of force acting on the conductor placed in magnetic field. So this one is second condition. Third condition is there, suppose if you will change the polarity, if you will change that particular poles, that is positive negative terminal, so you will change. So this side you will take negative terminal, here will be positive, then negative, then positive is there, then suppose negative is there, and then positive. So this side positive. So now we have changed the direction of electric current. So what will happen? Electric current will flow in reverse direction. Electric current will flow in reverse direction. That means now electric current will flow from this upward direction through the wire like this way, and current will flow in downward direction here. So what will happen here also? If you will apply the Fleming's left hand rule, so we have to hold like this way, we have to hold like this way. So what will happen? This index finger, it is showing the direction of magnetic field north to south, north to south. This middle finger, it is showing the direction of electric current. Electric current is moving in upward direction now, and thumb is pointing the direction of force acting on the conductor placed in the magnetic field. So when current is moving in upward direction, conductor is moving towards the position B, and it will move towards the left. It will move towards the left. Now thumb is towards the left. So when force will act on that particular wire PQ in towards the left side. So three conditions we have studied here. So first condition is there, suppose first condition I is equal to 0. When first condition is there, suppose in the first diagram we'll take, suppose here horseshoe shaped magnet is there, in this magnet wire is passing, so like this way arrangement is there, and here magnetic field is there, here magnetic field is there around that wire. And when current will start, so initially first condition is there, suppose in first condition wire will remain like this, that means I is equal to 0, current is 0, current is not passing, at that time wire will remain at the position A. This PQ wire will remain at the position A, so it will not move. Magnetic field is there but current is not passing. I is equal to 0, so there will not be force acting on the wire. Second case is there. Suppose if current is passing, suppose this one will take. So I is flowing through that particular conductor, and that the direction of electric current I is flowing in upward direction through the PQ wire. Current flows in upward direction. Current is flowing in upward direction through wire. Current is flowing in upward direction. Then, so in the PQ position wire was there initially, PQ. So here magnetic field is there. Magnetic field, you can show that magnetic field with cross lines also. So here magnetic field is there around that wire. So what will happen? So according to Fleming's left hand rule, so when current is flowing, so upward direction, this finger is showing direction of electric current. Current is moving in upward direction. Index finger is showing direction of the magnetic field, and the thumb will point direction of force acting on the conductor, on the particular wire. So that wire will move towards the left side. So wire will bend towards the left side. Wire will bend towards the left side, but current is moving in upward direction. Current is moving in upward direction. So, and the third condition is there. Now current, direction of current we are changing. Suppose here you will do positive and here you will do negative. Here you will do positive, then negative, then positive, negative, positive, here negative, then positive, and then here negative. So direction of electric current will change and current will flow through the wire. In this loop it will flow in upward direction, and in this loop it will flow in downward direction. So in this situation, now third one is the I flowing through wire in downward direction. So current is coming in downward direction. So in this case what will happen? Initially wire was there between P and Q. So and here magnetic field is there. Suppose magnetic field we are showing by cross. And now current is flowing in downward direction. If you apply the Fleming's left hand rule, so index finger is showing the direction of magnetic field, middle finger is showing direction of the electric current flowing in downward direction, and this thumb is pointing direction of force acting on the conductor. So conductor wire, that conducting wire will move towards the right side when current is flowing in downward direction. So this one I is equal to 0 here. Here I is flowing in downward direction, and in case of B, current is flowing in upward direction. You can show these are the three positions. So from this I think you have understood, because this principle is used, or this particular concept is useful for learning electric motor, construction and working of the electric motor. So about this diagram, 2-3 points are there, and that 2-3 points we'll write. So first thing is there, when no current flows, through the wire PQ, that means I is equal to 0. No current flows through the wire PQ. Then wire or conductor or wire remains stable at the position A. It will remain in the middle, it will remain stationary. second point is there, when current through the wire moves, when current through the wire moves in upward direction, moves in upward direction, then according to Fleming's left hand rule, force is exerted on the conductor and it moves towards the left side, that is position B. And third point is that if direction of current is reversed, then current through wire flows in downward direction. So conductor moves towards the right side according to Fleming's left hand rule. That is, position of wire will be C. These 3 points are important. So if you will understand this diagram, so one more time I will explain this one. When you are keeping a current carrying conductor in the magnetic field, when you are placing current carrying conductor in the magnetic field, then force is exerted on that particular conductor, and that force is determined with the help of Fleming's left hand rule. So these points are important. This one is important, and next concept, which is based on this particular things, that is force acting on a conductor, current carrying wire, conductor when placed in the magnetic field. This concept we are going to use in the electric motor. So next thing we are going to learn, and that one is the electric motor. So in case of electric motor, we are knowing that motor is vitally or so much importance. It is having so much importance in our life, because everything, our daily works are depending upon electric motor. So where electric motor is used, electric motor is there in the fan. Electric fan is working on the and that particular electricity, and in that fan electric motor is used. You are using mixer, grinder, in that also electric motor is used. You are using electric pump sets to remove water from the well. For that also electric motor is used. In the computer machine also electric motor is used. In the tape recorder also motor is used. In the different industrial work, electric motor is used. So electric motor is having wide applications in our day-to-day life. Electric motor is having wide applications, and that electric motor we are going to study. Electric motor. So in case of electric motor, First thing we'll study definition of electric motor, construction of electric motor, and working of electric motor. So once you will understand electric motor, its opposite is their generator. So once you will understand electric motor, for understanding electric motor, Fleming's left hand rule is important. Second thing is the force acting on the conductor, force acting on the current carrying conductor in the place in the magnetic field. These two concepts are most important. So in the electric motor, firstly we'll draw the diagram, and after diagram we'll explain that one, how that works. Working of that particular electric motor will explain. So according to, or if you draw the diagram of that particular electric motor, it is very easy. So first thing, you have to take two strong magnets. Suppose horseshoe shaped magnet is there. Suppose you are taking here, this side you will take north pole, this side you will take south pole, north pole and south pole. So in this you are keeping one rectangular loop, of the conducting wire, rectangular loop of the conducting wire. So in this you have to take one axle, like this way. Okay, suppose A, B, C, D. It is the rectangular loop of the copper wire with having resistive coating. Here you are taking split rings. Suppose one split ring is like this, another split ring is like this. So in this inner side is there, this inner side is, it is having non-conducting material. This inner side, it is having non-conducting material, and this one is the split ring. Suppose that split rings are there, X and Y. This side split ring X, this side split ring Y. So after this, here carbon brushes you are taking. So after this, suppose split rings are there, X and Y, these are the split rings, X and Y, these are the split rings. We will draw like this, and suppose here these two are carbon brushes. Suppose these two carbon brushes, you are taking this side, E is there and this one is there, F. This one is there, E. This carbon brush is there, E, and this carbon brush will be there, F. So to the carbon brush you are connecting one power supply. Suppose you are taking here positive, here will be negative, then here positive, then here negative, then here will be positive, and then negative. Here you have to take one, here you will take one key. This one is the carbon brush. From here you have to connect like this. So for understanding, if not understanding properly, we will draw it again. Like this way, one axle is there. Here is there one split ring. Here is there another split ring. And here is there carbon brush. Okay. So like this way, and the inside it is having resistive coating on that particular, it is having resistive coating on axle, resistive coating on that particular axle. So current is flowing from positive to negative, current is flowing from positive terminal to negative terminal. So again here this one is there, axle, these are poles of strong magnet, poles of strong magnet, poles of strong magnet, north pole and south pole. This one ABCD is the rectangular loop of the copper wire with resistive coating, with resistive coating. This one is key, this one is battery or power supply. So like this is the construction of that particular electric motor. So first point, construction of that electric motor. What is the construction? What is again before this we should write definition of that particular electric motor, definition, then construction, and then working. So definition we will write first, electric motor. In that definition, electric motor is a device changing electrical energy into mechanical energy, a device changing electric energy into mechanical energy, or electric energy is converted into mechanical energy, and that particular device is called as electric motor. A device changing electrical energy, device changing electrical energy into mechanical energy is called electric motor. So what is the electric motor? It is a device which is changing the electrical energy into mechanical energy. It is called as a electric motor. It is called as electric motor. So you are knowing different forms of energy. Before this we have studied forms of energy, and energy means capacity to do work, capacity to perform works, and in that light energy is there, electric energy is there, sound energy is there, heat energy is there, mechanical energy, in that kinetic energy is there, potential energy is there. So these are the different forms of energy, and out of that one, here it is a device which convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. That means one principle we have studied law of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another form, and the total amount of energy in the universe remains constant. This is the law of conservation of energy, and according to that one form of energy can be converted into another form of energy. So definition we have taken. Now construction will take. Construction of electric motor. Construction means which components are present in the electric motor, which components are present in the electric motor. That one is the construction. So in that construction 5-6 points are there. First point in the construction is there, it is having a rectangular loop of the copper wire with resistive coating. It is having a rectangular loop of copper wire, rectangular loop of copper wire having a resistive coating, coating of insulating coating. Second one is that, second point in that electric motor is having magnetic north and south poles. So it is having north and south poles of a strong magnet, and that magnet is their horseshoe shaped magnet. So it is having magnetic north and south poles of the strong magnet, north and south poles of the strong magnet. Third point is that, so that particular rectangular coil is placed into the strong magnets, or it is placed into the north and south pole of the strong magnet. Another thing is that here magnetic field is perpendicular, magnetic field is perpendicular to direction of electric current. That means if current is flowing in upward direction, here it will flow in downward direction. So, and magnetic force is there, magnetic field is there from north to south, magnetic field is there from the north south. So this current and magnetic field, these are at right angles. So direction of current through the AB and CD, it is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. This condition is most important. Then a fourth point is there. Over here, direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the direction of electric current. So through the AB and CD, that these are perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now the fourth point is that two ends of the wire, these are connected to the split ring, and the split ring is connected to the axle. Two ends of a rectangular loop are connected. Two ends of the rectangular loop are connected to split rings. And a split ring is fixed on the axle. Split rings are fixed to the axle. This one is the axle. So, and the next point is the inside the rings resistive coating is there, and outside the rings carbon brushes are there. So fifth point is there, inside of rings resistive coating is there, and outside of ring carbon brushes are there. So these are the points, and after that one more point is remaining. That one is there. Suppose sixth point would write here. So to this one battery and key is there. Battery or power supply and a key are connected. So all these devices, all these components are present in the electric motor. So if you focus on that particular electric motor, in that electric motor, first one is the definition. A device changing electrical energy into mechanical energy is called as electric motor. A device which convert electrical energy into mechanical energy, it is called as electric motor. Next thing is their construction. Construction, in that all components you have to show. Diagram is essential. Suppose this question will be asked for 5 marks, then you have to go in detail. Definition there, diagram is there, construction is there, working is there, and last uses. So if you go like this way, you will get full marks. So in the construction, rectangular loop of the copper wire having resistive coating. This loop is there of coating copper wire, and it is having resistive coating. Second one is there north and south poles. So there in this rectangular coil is placed into the in between north and south poles of the strong magnet. North and south poles of the strong magnet. So rectangular loop is placed between north and south poles of the strong magnet. Third one is there magnetic field is perpendicular to the direction of electric current. So arm AB and arm CD, these are perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. So next thing is there two ends of the rectangular loop. Two ends of rectangular loop are connected to the split ring, and split rings are fixed to the axle. Inside the rings resistive coating is there, and that particular inside ring is fixed to the axle, and it is having resistive coating. And outside the ring carbon brushes are there, and carbon brushes are good conductors. Then battery or power supply and key, these are connected. So like this way it is the construction of electric motor. So next thing is there which is the rectangular loop or construction in that diagram with the help of names only. With the help of in another way also you can explain this one construction. So how you are going to explain this construction? So this construction you can tell ABCD is the rectangle from the copper wire, then axle is there, then what you can say X and Y, these are the split rings, and EF, these are the carbon brushes. These are the carbon brushes. So construction over now working. Of the electric motor, how it works. First I will explain, then I will give points. In that you have to just give attention. So north and south pole is there. So first important thing is there magnetic field is originating from north pole and it is moving towards the south pole. So direction of magnetic field is there like this way, north to south. Another thing is there one rectangular loop of the conducting copper wire is placed into the in between north and south wire. Now north and south poles. So this wire is placed or rectangular loop is placed. So we have studied one concept. When a current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, then that particular conductor experiences the force. So suppose initially we'll start. If you'll switch on, that will if you press the key, current will flow. Conventional direction of electric current will be like this way. So current will flow in upward direction here, and current will pass through the arm AB. If your diagram is like this way, then it will go inside the board. So it will consider like upward direction, and that current in the wire CD flows in downward direction. So suppose this AB only is the conducting wire or conductor. We will talk about AB only. So what happens according to Fleming's left hand rule? When electric current will pass, so it will apply like this way. So like this way you can hold. What it is suggesting? So this is the direction of electric current, and this index finger, it is showing the direction of magnetic field, north to south. So on that particular arm AB, force will act in inward direction, or you can say downward direction. On AB arm, thumb is pointing the direction of force acting on the conductor. So AB arm will move in downward direction. So it will move in inward, downward or inward. And at the same time, if you apply again one more time, see, you have to hold like this with your hand, left hand. This index finger is showing the direction of magnetic field. Current is flowing in upward direction, and force will act on arm AB in inward direction. At the same time, you have to apply the Fleming's left hand rule to the arm CD also. So like this way you are going to apply now. So through the arm CD, current is flowing in downward direction. Index finger, forefinger is showing direction of the magnetic field, north to south. Current is in downward direction. Force on that particular conductor CD arm will act in outward direction, outward. So what will happen? This arm AB is moving downward and this arm CD is moving in upward. So like this way, AB downward, CD upward. So it will move like this way, anti-clockwise. So coil or that particular rectangular loop in the electric motor, it is moving in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. So what will happen? At the same time, when this rectangular loop is moving in anti-clockwise direction, at the same time axle is also moving in anti-clockwise direction. The rectangular loop and axle both are moving in anti-clockwise direction. Suppose after half cycle, what will happen? This CD arm, was here. CD arm will come here, CD, and this AB arm will go here to the right side. After half rotation, what will happen? This CD will come here and AB will go there. So after half rotation, CD arm will come here and AB arm will go there. So again you have to apply here Fleming's left hand rule. So in case of the arm CD, if you apply Fleming's left hand rule, the current is flowing in upward direction. This is magnetic field and the thumb is pointing direction of the force acting on the arm CD. So arm CD will go in inward or a downward direction, and at the same time if you apply Fleming's left hand rule on the to the arm AB, then what will happen? This one is the direction of magnetic field, north to south, and this one is the electrical current flowing through the arm AB, and the thumb is showing direction of the force acting on the conductor. So like this way, again this coil or that loop will move anti-clockwise direction. So after each half rotation, arm CD and AB, through that arm CD and AB, current is flowing in reverse direction. Here upward direction, here downward direction. Like this way, current is changing. Current is changing through the arms. So like this way, it will work. It will work according to the Fleming's left hand rule. So I think you have understood that how electric motor is working, and electric motor is working purely on the Fleming's left hand rule. Fleming's left hand rule. So now we'll write points of this one. So working. In that working, first point is there. When current start to flow through the arm AB, when current, suppose initially we'll take like this way. Here is AB and here CD arm is there. When electric current starts, then current flow through the arm AB through the carbon brushes. So initially when electric current starts to flow through arm AB, through the arm AB, it flows in upward direction. So what will happen? This AB in upward direction according to Fleming's left hand rule, and according to Fleming's left hand rule, arm AB moves inward or downward. downward direction. Downward direction. That means how current is flowing? Current is flowing like that, A, B, C, D. Current is flowing. Then second point is there. At the same time, current through arm CD flows opposite to current in the arm AB. That is downward direction. So according to Fleming's left hand rule, arm CD, this arm CD, if current is coming in downward direction, then arm CD moves outward or upward direction. Moves outward or upward direction. Third point is there. In third point, what you are going to write? So because of this, the loop and axle start to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So what you can write here? So according to Fleming's left hand rule, rectangular loop and a coil starts to flow or start to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So 3 points over here, and the next point. So before this, you will write these 3 points. When electric current start to flow through the arm AB, then it flows in upward direction according to the Fleming's left hand rule. Arm AB moves inward or downward direction. So, and at the same time current through the arm CD flows opposite to the current in the arm AB. So according to Fleming left hand rule, arm CD moves outward or upward direction. And so according to Fleming left hand rule, rectangular loop of coil starts rectangular loop and axle, when of axle start to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So next point, after writing this one, I will write next point. Then on fourth point we are going to write here. Fourth point will be there. So after third point, fourth point we are going to write here, and that one is there. After half rotation, split ring X and Y, comes in contact with carbon brushes E, F respectively. After half rotation, split rings X and Y comes in contact with arms CD and AB respectively. So after half rotation, what will happen? Arm AB will go to the position of CD, AB, and CD will come to the position of AB. So CD goes to the X and AB goes to the Y. And next, fifth point is there. In case of the fifth point, what you can say, so current in the loop after changing that particular after half rotation, so after half rotation current in the loop flows DCAB. In which direction? DCAB. It will move in the direction DCAB. So current in arm CD moves upward or flows in upward direction. So arm CD, so on arm CD force acts in downward direction, and on arm AB force acts in upward direction, outward direction. So here again it will take place. CD will go downward and AB will come upward, so anti-clockwise. So what you can write, 6 point is there. So according to Fleming's left hand rule, a rectangular loop and axle rotates in anti-clockwise direction. So you have to remember one thing. In case of electric motor, you have to use Fleming's left hand rule, and whatever compounds are there, that compounds you have to remember. And this, in case of the electric motor, the rectangular loop or axle is moving in anti-clockwise direction, and you can check this one. In case of your fan also, it is moving in anti-clockwise direction from right to left, not from left to right, like this way. Anti-clockwise direction it is moving. So after this we are going to move, or we are going to write applications or uses of that electric motor. Next point is the construction over, working over, then definition also over. Now uses of electric motor. So in case of uses of electric motor, so first use is there. Electric motor is used in the refrigerator and washing machine. It is used in refrigerator. It is used in the refrigerator and washing machines. Second point is there, electric motor is used in the electric fan, then tape recorders, computers. It is used in electric fans, computers, and tape recorders. Third point is there, electric motor is used to run the mills, electric pumps, and electric lifts. It is used to run electric pumps, mills, and as well as what you can say, it is used in the electric lift also. Used in lifts also. So wide applications are there. Mixer is there, grinder is there, electric train is there also. It is used in mixer, grinder, and electric train also. Electric train, electric motor also. So these are the uses of that electric motor. So after this we are going to learn about electromagnetic induction, Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Then after that galvanometer we are going to learn, and after that galvanometer we are going to learn construction and working of generator.